Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
Hi everyone, this is Saturday again. As usual, we're back. Develop Your Mindset podcast. My name is Varuj, and this is
Luis.
So we're back. We have this beautiful podcast, and we love to do this every Saturday. Put out everything that we experience in the company, Kabartsi. It's a jewelry company, and we deal with a lot of making jewelry. This is manufacturing, and we do a lot. So this week we experienced something beautiful that we're going to talk about as usual. We ordered this beautiful equipment and set it up, and we have it. We have our office looks so much nicer. Everything's so much easier. So we're gonna be talking about the experience that we are having, because this is something we think it's worthy of having a podcast about. And before we start, we're gonna do a. So this is the thing. We made these beautiful mugs, and these are the logo of the podcast. Develop Your Mindset, and then here it says nice, beautiful. Develop Your Mindset podcast. The logo, everything is so beautiful, and we put a thing out that people could win. How do you say that?
Yeah, we put out a landing page, pretty much a sign up page where people.
Page. Yeah. So we have people that they sign up, and we're gonna see who's gonna win this mug that we have not even open yet in a box. And go ahead and pull and see who's gonna be the lucky winner.
All right. So we got all the names here. They're in like little papers. So we're gonna give it a little shuffle there. And all right, let's see who's going to be the fortunate winner to win our Develop Your Mindset podcast mug. All right, so I'm pulling it out. And our winner is Damien.
Damien. All right, Damien, you got yourself a nice mug. And thank you for, what is it?
Participating.
Thank you for participating. It's amazing. So you will be receiving soon. Thank you. And let's put it back here so it doesn't show. It's right behind me. Buddha's gonna take care of it. So yeah, we're gonna start the podcast. And you gonna put this away, or you gonna leave it there?
Yeah. This is the official.
You'll be receiving one of these. Amazing. On one more thing, if you guys want to purchase one, we're gonna leave a link down below. You guys can go and purchase one and have our logo podcast that you guys like to listen. And without further ado, let's start. And today we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be talking about investment of your company future. So now we're going to be talking about having something starting and investing in that what you started. In this case, we have a company, we're investing in the company so we can have better equipment to do better work faster and more reliable company. And first question we're going to go, and it's going to be why it's important to reinvest in you and your company. So every time, obviously, I invest in the company, I'm investing in me and whomever is gonna handle that equipment and everything. So it's very important. Without equipment, we can't do as good as what the equipment is gonna allow us to do. So it's very, very apparent. I invested on me a lot over the years. I always went to the jewelry show, and I always looked around, and I found this pliers, equipments, and hammers, and different things I've invested in. I used some of them. I didn't use because they were not what I was hoping for, that it was gonna make me faster. But a lot of other things made me look good, made my product look good, and made me go faster and better and everything. So it's very important. It's essential to have you invest in your equipment. Now, if it's a company, then obviously you're gonna need most likely bigger computers, bigger monitors, bigger office, bigger everything. So because now you're not dealing with one individual person, or there's a lot more happening. So you're gonna need some computer power, equipment power to make things go faster a little bit. So it's very important. The reinvesting the money that is coming into the company, into your pocket, reinvest it in equipment. So if you guys weren't thinking this way, this is very good to start thinking this way, because money comes as much as you put out. So if you start putting out a lot more, then a lot more money coming in. So now you have a little bit more left from there to be able to reinvest in your company, slowly make your office go bigger, amazing, or your equipment, or whatever you're doing. You have a lot more to be able to do a lot more better, faster. So this is one thing. I used to not be like this. So if you are not like this, you have to really consider this and really take time off and think about how amazing it would be when you get the better equipment. So I was very frugal. I was very not wanting to let go of the money a long time ago, and it took a little while. And if it might take you a little while to do what I went through, or it might not. Maybe this is it. Right this second, you're gonna decide, and you're gonna switch your mindset. So whatever the outcome is, it's good to start thinking and getting ready for reinvesting your pay, your money, or the company's money into better equipment. So this is where we're starting from.
Yeah, so, well, I personally don't own a company, but I can definitely talk about like reinvesting in yourself. So definitely, I mean, educating yourself and really investing in education, courses, maybe you take a class here and there, or just you invest in your own equipment. Maybe you need something to make yourself go a little bit faster, or something that's gonna just make the flow of the work a little bit just more efficient, faster, better, more professional looking. Then it's definitely important that you do that. I think it really depends on how you want the result to be. Like it really comes down to that. Like depending on the type of result that you want to get, that's really how much investment you're gonna really put in. The more significant, the bigger the result you want, then the more you're gonna have to invest, and the more you're gonna have to educate yourself, and elevate your skills and elevate everything that you really need in order to make yourself better and improve yourself on the long run, so that you're able to produce results that are very appealing to you, and to perhaps you're working for a company or you're working for yourself, but you're gonna get the result that you want.
Yeah. All right, so that was a little short but on point. Next, it's kind of the same, but there's this keyword in here that it's gonna make a different question here, which is how and why you have to learn, that's the keyword, to let go time and money. Sometimes we let go, sometimes we gain. So that's it's a learning behavior. Everything that we do in life, in whatever we start, it's either it's a learning behavior, or we have to learn to become better and faster. So don't forget that it's very crucial, important to understand that there is a learning here. So and how and why, it's something either or you have to figure out. But the moral of the story is you just have to fucking do it. That's pretty much what you're gonna do. You cannot make any excuses of when you're gonna do it, how you're gonna do it, when you're gonna start. You just do it, you know. And then once you start doing it, you're gonna learn what's not working first, and you're gonna stop doing what's not working, and then you're gonna start doing things that it's working. And this is another learning. And we always talk about like be okay with the failure, because the failure is part of the success. And these are all learning, of course, you know. That's why I said there's a keyword here. And then once you learn, once you figure out, you start gauging your time. Where are you investing your time? When you wasting time? When you gaining time? What's going on? You know, which equipment makes you faster? Which equipment takes your time? Some equipments are too complicated and they take time. They don't necessarily make you faster. So this is where you have to figure out where to, if you find something that is working, you have to go back and reinvest more money, allocate more money into it, and more time, and make yourself faster. Because after all, if you're creating a company or creating something that it's going to be bigger than you, then you're going to have people to come and take over, and you're going to show them how to do it until you jump to the next equipment to make that part of the company go faster and bigger and more smooth. So these are all stuff that we never stop learning. It's always constantly we're learning, and we're trying to become better version of ourselves, and also making the company better version always. So this is how it goes, and I hope you guys understand that from this point on. If you didn't know this, start looking at it like it's a lesson. It's a life lesson, and you are always learning how to make yourself better, not lose time, gain time, not lose money, gain money, so you can advance yourself, advance the company.
Yeah, so letting go of time, I mean, definitely I think it's important that with time you really learn how to manage it and schedule yourself properly in order for you to, to get more done, and for that work to be obviously more efficient as well. That way you devote the necessary time so that each thing gets done, and not only done, but also it gets done in the most in the best way possible as well. So you're putting out the best work that you can. And of course, letting go of money, that's really you just investing, so definitely you have to look at, is it worth it to, spend some money here and there just so that you gain some sort of knowledge, maybe some awareness, maybe some new tactic, new skill, new something, that's always helpful, because once you learn something new, you're able to apply that new thing and, really move forward. And of course, once you're able to, the more money you're able to really devote to that and invest it into something that's going to teach you something new, the more you'll be able to, really advance and move faster, than most people, who may be holding on to their money and just operating under the same knowledge that they have been for the past couple of years, because, doing the same thing over and over again, I mean, that's really gonna just keep you in the same place. So definitely you can gain an advantage just by spending a little bit more money in yourself, and of course in some equipment as well, and making a very good use of your time.
Yes. It's amazing how there's a time where you need to spend and get new equipment and advance, and I didn't do it. I know people, they're not doing it either. So, and that's not good, because time is precious, and if you don't do it, you don't make yourself go faster, then you can't bring that time back. So it's very important. Equipment and tools, being competitive, and difference between not having. So there's a few things here. Equipments are important, as we've been speaking about, having equipments like really fast, crazy, like beautiful monitors and computers and office, and equipments make you faster, softwares make you faster, better. Investing a little bit money here there make you go, you're not really slow anymore. tools are important. Like if you're building a car or building or something, you're building and you're using some kind of hammer, then you bring some kind of electronic hammer. Now you can do, instead of 100 nails, you can do 500 nails. You know, like it's yes, like you said earlier, sometimes people save money like years and years. They don't invest, but as soon as you get to that point where you can invest, you gotta go for it. And being competitive, of course. If your competition is using that equipment that makes him go faster, 500 nails instead of 100, he is he's way ahead of you, right? And then he can finish a lot more work. People can give him more work because this guy can finish more work, and then he becomes more reliable for finishing work because he's got the equipment. The difference not having is not having enough customers, because you promise someone that you're going to finish, and then you don't have enough equipment to be able to finish what you've promised, and then your body it gets tired. You have two hands and your eyes get tired, and then you're done for the day, and your promises are falling behind. And so this is something where equipments come in and then make you go faster and finish your jobs, and so you can bring more job in, and not enough only bringing jobs in, but like finishing it too. So and finishing it without problems. If there is a problem, what you finished is not perfect, then people don't want that. 1, 2, 3 times, and pretty much that client will go to the next guy that can actually fill up that order, like in a good way. So yeah, I think that's pretty much this is what happens here. You just have to having equipment and the difference between being competitive.
Yeah, so definitely I think there's you're really going to step out of your comfort zone by doing something like this, because you may be used to the equipment and the tools that you've been using for the last couple of years, and there may be that feeling that you just don't want to let go of your tools, because you know your tools, you understand them, you've been with them for a couple of years now, and you're very familiar with those tools, and letting go of those in pursuit of new equipment and new tools, that can be a little bit intimidating, especially if you're somebody who is not very used to constant change. That can be quite of a challenge. So definitely the best way to approach it is really the next point, which is to be competitive and really think about especially if you're in a business environment, you're being competitive. So don't do it for yourself. It's normal that you're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable once you get the new tools and the new equipment, but just think about the fact that this equipment is going to help you out in the long run, and eventually put you, at an advantage over some of your competition who may not be willing to have that courage and that strength to really step out of their comfort zone and use new equipment like you are. So definitely, that's going to give you an advantage, and it's going to put you at a very good, in a very good position, for others who may be doing the same thing as well. It really, at that point, it's going to come down to who can use the equipment a little bit more better and a little bit more efficiently. And so definitely, if you end up not having it, that can make quite of a difference in the long run, because like you said, you can be falling behind in your work and your promises and things like that, because you may be thinking that you can do certain things at a certain amount of time, but a lot of unexpected things happen, and so you have to be ready for that as well. So definitely having a more upgraded equipment can really make the difference in the end.
Yeah, it's just when you're talking about it, especially at the beginning of it, I just remember that people are very comfortable, they're in their comfort zone, and using for years and years the same equipment you're so used to. You have to learn how to let go sometimes. You can't just hang on to stuff that because it's working. Meanwhile, other people are getting their new stuff. So speed. No one is coming. Now we're talking about speed here also. No one is coming means if you don't take action, No one's gonna do it for you. So you have to have a goal and don't look anywhere else but forward to new technology, to new stuff that your goals you can get there faster. Pretty much, this is what is talk. So having new equipment is gonna give you speed, and speed is you're getting down more. So not only you have to become better what you're doing today, but you need help, and help is equipment. So here, we've been saying it so many different ways because like our minds are amazing. It gives us all these stories and all these excuses why not to have it, why I'm okay not having it. So all these examples, all these ways of talking about equipment, because we want to show you guys the possibilities when you have equipment, good equipment. What happens? It gives you speed. Speed doesn't mean that you're feeling good that day and you're just working so fast and you just finish 3 items instead of 2 items and imagine you're always finishing 3 items because you have this one equipment that makes that part of your business so much faster, right? And you not only finishing more, but you're every day going home with a little bit less stress because you didn't have to go so crazy about finishing stuff, because like handwork, small equipments, usually they don't do perfect work and you have to go back and refix it, redo it, like adjust it, clean it, do some detail work on it and everything. But when you have a nice equipment, you don't have to do it all the time. It gets so tiring afterwards. If you guys are going through this, then this is you probably agree how this is happening. But if you're not actually, this is not happening to you, maybe because you're not pushing yourself, and maybe you're just holding yourself back because one time you did and you didn't have good experience and the stress got you, and so get out of your comfort zone. If you have to probably most likely borrow money, or you have to sell something that you have to bring in that equipment that makes you go faster, that brand new computer is much faster than the old one, gonna make you go faster, or new tools, go for it. Don't forget, life is short. We have finite of time here. We don't have hundreds of years. We don't have crazy amount of time. We can do it in 10 years. There's no such thing. You just do it. You just go and then invest in your technology and create yourself a beautiful office or beautiful equipment, and go fast. Create speed. Speed is equal more invoice, more money.
Yeah, so speed, definitely speed. I can definitely relate to this when it comes to like the computers, because I remember back in the day when I had my first couple of computers, I would have to do like one task, at a time. Like I couldn't like edit a video and surf the web and maybe download a file at the same time. That was like kind of like, it just couldn't happen, because once I started using like a video editor, everything else started to slow down, and it was like I couldn't like have multiple things running in the background, or else the entire computer would just shut down or crash, or something would just happen to the computer. But now, like, that I have more upgraded technology, it's amazing, how fast now I can actually work and be productive, because now I can do all those things at the same time. I can edit a video, and at the same time I could be editing a picture on Photoshop, and I could be downloading a file on the internet, and I could be doing like so many things all at the same time, right? So it definitely makes a difference once you're able to have more upgraded, more newer software, because or just equipment in general, because it really gets you, it really turns you into a more productive person, as opposed to, you may be using old equipment that may be slowing you down. and they may also be stopping you from reaching your full potential as well, because if you're using old technology, you're pretty much limited to that technology or that equipment. You know, whatever it's capable of, you know, that's as far as you're gonna get, no matter how much you push that equipment. You know, the equipment can only do so much for you. You know, it has its cap, you know. So definitely when you get a new piece of equipment, it has like a new cap, you know, like now you're able to go even further. You can push this new equipment far more than you could the old one. So definitely extremely important. And you know, the speed is definitely something to take into consideration, especially if you're doing business, because you know, the faster you're able to deliver things, you know, the better, because at the end of the day, customers love speed. You know, whatever it is, you know, whether you're submitting something to that person, or you know, you're shipping out something, you know, the customer always wants speed. You know, they want to get their things really quickly. And especially in these days, you know, these times, you know, everybody wants speed, everybody wants quickness. So if you're able to provide that for your customers, then definitely they're gonna love you for it, you know. And so definitely yeah, I mean, having a goal and really looking forward to new technology, of course, you know, like once you have a goal, you're able to align the new equipment to that goal, and you'll be able to get to that goal much faster, you know, as opposed to, well, like he said, you know, like you're not going to live for, you know, thousands and thousands of years, you know, you're very limited on that. And so, you know, if you're able to, you know, cut down the time in order for you to get to your goal by getting new equipment, then definitely do it. You know, really consider and ponder the idea if it's really important to you, and if it really matters, then definitely invest the money or borrow the money, like he said. But you know, you need to get there as fast as you can.
Right on. Next, why it's important to have new equipment and actually learn how to use it. So here I'm going to be talking about a little bit how to use it. Now, some of us are naturally comes to us a little bit easy to learn computers, especially because I found that computers have their own language, and if you speak the computer language, it's going to be easy for you to figure out what the equipment are telling you, and then how to command that. What your equipment to do. And some of us here, no matter how much we use, every day we have situation, every day we have problems. So this is why I put it here. So I want to talk about a little bit here, learn how to use it, because it's such an important thing. A lot of people, they buy machinery. Next thing you see that it's collecting dust. You know, they're not using it. It scares them, or they give up, and they listen. So all I can tell you guys here is be determined. You know, put in your head that you're gonna win. You are gonna be the winner of this equipment here, and you know what? This equipment is waiting for you to command him or her, however you're gonna say it. So learn how to command. Learn about this computer. Go read everything about it. Take notes. Whatever you have to do to remember how to command this device, and then the device is ready to command everything that you're gonna be tell it to do. So this is how I see it, and no one had taught me this. Long time ago, one time I heard of one of my I don't remember, a buddy or something told me, oh, the computers have their own language. I was like, wait a minute, say it again. What do you mean? And he explained to me one time. After that, it's been, you know, I don't care if I don't understand it. I just read it. I just understand what the thing is telling me. Now, I hope it's going to be that simple for you. I realize that it's not. A lot of people don't get it, but you know, there's a learning curve. So push yourself, learn how to use your equipment. Don't let it collect dust. Make yourself go faster. Create something special, and then you're gonna be the winner. So in order to win, you gotta put the time. You know, push yourself, and it's very, very possible. It's designed for human mind, and just do it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, so definitely I'm one of those people that it came very natural to use technology. I've actually I came very easy to me actually ever since I was small. Like as I was growing up, like just nobody actually taught me how to use a computer. I learned how to use it all on my own, and I never really had any trouble with it. And but yeah, I mean there was definitely a learning curve, and the way I really, you know, that it was more purposefully than it was accidentally. You know, like I would purposefully, you know, create problems in the computer just to fix them and stuff like that. Or I would go to other people and I would help them out, and I would look for problems in their computers and try to fix them as well. And that's how I started to learn and really get very familiar with the computer and really technology in general. And to this day, I still do that. You know, whenever somebody needs like assistance with any technological device, I'm able to go there and help. And you know, I still enjoy it very, very much. You know, so because it comes very natural to me. But definitely, you do have to learn how to use it though, because I mean, it's funny. Like I've seen like people who purchase very high-end technology, whether that's like a tablet, a phone, a computer, stuff like that, but they don't know how to use it like to its fullest potential. So then, you know, they're using it as though it's like old equipment. And you know, that's as far as they'll go. They don't completely extract the full power of the device. And I think at that point, you know, it really becomes if you're not willing to go through the learning curve and actually learn how to use that technology, it almost becomes sort of a waste of money, because you're not willing to invest the time to learn how to use it. And if you're not willing to do that, well, then you might as well have just bought an old piece of equipment at that point, because if that's all you're going to do with it, you know, you might as well have just bought an old one, you know, and you would have saved money, and you would have probably been just fine, you know, using that one old piece of equipment, you know. But definitely, if you're gonna buy new equipment, definitely just keep that into consideration, that you're gonna have to learn how to use that equipment, and you're gonna have to put in the time to learn. And so every time you get a new piece of equipment, just know that you're gonna have to learn and be excited about it. And yeah.
Like I was saying, time is money, right there. We've heard that saying, but now because time is money now, where are you going to invest your time is very important, right? Like if you invest your time learning at your equipment, that's going to make you go faster, create better stuff, you know, like better company, then that's where you need to put your time. You know, maybe you've been watching too much news or something that not making you advance in life, you know. You're just spending time for like, what was the word? Doing drifting. That's the word. So maybe you're drifting in life, and you have to pay attention. If you are drifting in life, don't stop. You gotta put that wheels into motion, into speed, you know, and just think of it that way. And invest your time wisely. When we say wisely, I've used this term so many times now. This is where it you know, it fits, you know. And when you start putting your time into learning about your device every day, 3 hours, for how many days you're gonna need? You probably 10 days it's enough. 30 hours of investing, you're gonna learn everything about this device. Now then you start learning about how you're gonna use it. What I'm saying is, like, I personally don't have cable home. I don't watch news. These days I watch just a little bit because too much happening out there. But that's it. I have limit. I'll turn it off and I go back to my course, to my learning about equipments, everything, right? So invest your time wisely, make yourself go faster. And one more thing, I just remembered, I've purchased these hammers, that there were special hammers. You can do so much work and it will give you accurate 100% hammer look. And because the metal itself is very hard metal, they're very expensive because it's not easy to make those hammers. And I was thinking about it, like I'm not using it as much, so I gave it to our jeweler, and when he saw it, his face became alive. It's like, wow, those are cool, you know. And he's going to be able to put out some more handwork, you know, because he has got more equipments now. And so this is where it falls. Like, if you have more equipment, you're going to do better work, better jobs. So that's why we've been talking about invest in your time and equipment and your company. So let's go next. Does it have to run better? Am I there?
Yeah.
Does it help to run better your company, your client, your future when you have everything? Of course, it's going to help you run better everything, because you know, like you're going to need the space, you're going to need people that if you can delegate with, internal people or outsource. Those are different ways of doing your work. In this company, we use both. We have internal people that we can rely on, and we also have external, which is we give them call, we ask them to come in, and we give them certain jobs, and then we give them date, please this and that, you know, and we receive, and meanwhile we don't have to worry about all that, you know. It's you have to have open mind like that. So you know, you probably know how to do it, but when you outsource something, you can focus your time into something that it's more what is the word, like it brings in more, you know. And those are things that it makes things go faster. Your clients are going to be a lot happier, your company is going to be a lot you know, finishing a lot more, and the future is going to be better, because the future invoice is going to be a lot more, and the pay is going to be more. So your time going to turn into pay, and more than you can generate by yourself. So yeah, pretty much this is how it goes there.
Yeah, well, I don't run a company, so I'm a little.
You own your own domain, which is Louise, and Louise can do certain things, and you know, like, and where are you gonna put your Louise, you know?
Yeah. Let me see. Trying to think about the question here. So, like, we're talking about like how the technology helps like run the company or something like that, or
company, clients, or future. This is very important, which is like to run Louise's future, Louise's Louise itself, and client. Maybe Louise from 10 years from now.
like how it helps, like what?
Does it help to run better does it help to run better Louise 10 years from now, or Louise's future 30 years from now, future?
Like, does it help like to like how like I operate or something, like something like that?
No. This is about, does it help to run basically
What helps?
of course,
like,
we're talking about equipments here.
So
You know, so this equipment's is it going to help Louise to run something that in 10 years it's going to turn into your dream, your world?
So we're talking about like the tech I'm using right now, like how it's gonna help in the future.
Maybe being in tech and using, always upgrading, and always being on top of the, you know, technology.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, definitely it expands my awareness. It expands like the possibilities of what can I do in the future, and definitely builds a foundation, a very strong foundation, I suppose, because you know, it really helps you to really understand the things from the future. You know, because like I understand like what some of the technologies that existed before some of these did, and so the way those worked and functioned. I still like it really helped me understand like how some of them run to this day and how like they've improved over the time and stuff. And so I think just being like right now, like being staying up to date with the technology that we have today and everything, that's all the equipment that I have at this point, it's really gonna push me forward and be able to maximize the use of that equipment. It's definitely gonna upgrade my skills and upgrade really everything that I can produce and the results that I'm able to produce. And it's really it's really an investment really towards the future and how and then pretty much like it's also like a habit to really train yourself to always stay consistent and always stay up to date and
That's a good word.
stay aware of what's going on in the industry, and always be aware of what the possibilities are and how people are like making new tools, new equipment, and it's always interesting to see that.
Yeah, it's amazing, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, let's say you or me or anyone, we were doing whatever we were doing. We were using whatever phones or tablets and computer, and you think, but you can't really see the future. But when you get there, like we are here in the future now, from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, looking like, okay, wow, I didn't think about that big monitor, I didn't think about this, I didn't think about that. Wow, so what else? It's out there for us. You just have to think deeper now or longer or whatever, No, there's so much things coming in my mind, but I'm thinking that these are the questions. I'm not gonna just stop talking about those. Up to date, and should you do it even you're not ready for it financially? Earlier we talked about this a little bit, but let's put out there again, because this is very important. Keeping yourself up to date is such an important thing, because if you guys don't believe this, this is true, because everyone is in competition. Some people, they think, I'm not in competition. Some people, they think, I'm not competing with anyone, people are competing with me. All these different kind of belief systems out there, and there are different ones too, but in reality, every day we're coming to work, we're trying to outperform our competition. And to be able to outperform your competition, you have to invest time and money. That's going to make you go faster. Either you're doing longer hours or you're investing equipment that making you go faster. So, can you imagine like equipment and time together? It's a perfect combination, right? So stay up to date. Always follow your industry, what the industry is doing. Is it changing? When it changed, what kind of equipment? Is the design change? Is the way of doing your invoicing is changed? What has it changed? What can you do now? You can delegate some of your time into something new that had started. You cannot stop completely. This is where whoever does it better, that person is going to be ahead of the other people, because end of the day, it comes down to working more hours. When that occurs, if somebody else is willing to put more hours, then they're going to be ahead of you. Now, can you do 7 days, 15 hours? If you can, you're going to be ahead. That's a given. If you can't, now you have a dilemma. How are you going to do it? You're going to ask your wife or husband to come in and help you to learn a little bit more, find a little bit more, do a little bit more. Maybe that's another way of doing it. You got to figure out. Whoever figured this game out better, he or she going to be ahead of the rest of the pack. We're in a jewelry district, and there are a bunch of buildings, and they're full of jewelers in there. Everyone's working. Some of us we're doing a little bit more than the others, and that's why we're a little bit ahead of the others. And now when you go up there, the pool gets smaller and smaller, but also in that smaller pool there is that still is happening. That's who's gonna do a little bit better, you know. So end of the day, there are a few equipments that I would love to invest money in, but investing is not only enough. Having someone trained on how to use that, you see where it's going. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. It's more commitment, more headache, more you know, like things to know, to learn, to keep your eye on. And these are how much you're committed, you know, to success. These are not excuses. These are challenges that needs to be tackled and finished and pass because the next level, there is the next level after that. So so keep this in mind. You know, the future it's coming fast. 5 years ago today, you didn't know what was exactly you were gonna do. Most likely, you know, very few know, but most likely we didn't know. And being here today, looking around, we're like, oh, you know, wow, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of. It's ongoing process. So just make yourself available all the time, emotionally and mentally, so you can tackle these things.
Yeah, so I think something very important that you mentioned was really commitment. I think, yeah, definitely like staying committed to whatever journey you're in, you know, whatever goal you're trying to go after. It's definitely important that you stay committed and you know, you stay up to date as to what's going on, and you know what new tools, what new equipment is coming out. That way you're able to, you know, get your hands on it at some point, of course, because like we said, you know, you're very that's why it requires that commitment, because there will be somewhat of a financial investment into that as well once you're committed to that, because you know you got to stay up to date, because like you said, it's very competitive. You know, when you're out there in the business world, you're not just competing against yourself or a couple of people here and there. You're competing against a lot of people who may be putting in as much work as you do, or perhaps even more. So you know, you have to give yourself that chance, that advantage, some way, somehow, in whatever, you know, shape or form, you know, that's possible. That way you're able to still thrive and still keep the dream alive, of course, you know, because that's also part of it. You know, if you're not able to produce, then most likely whatever dream you have is going to fall apart, because it's just not sustainable at that point if you're not able to financially provide for it. So definitely commitment is extremely important. That way you're able to, you know, take the necessary risks, and that you're able to, you know, make the most out of those risks as well, and really be able to deal with the challenges that arise, you know, once you start committing, you start to take action.
Yep. Let's move on. Should you have your friend or neighbor help you with your new technology? You know what? Whatever it takes, you're gonna utilize anything you can. But remember, no one cares as much as you care about your well-being or advancing your future. And if your neighbor is there to help you a little bit, that's great. But you know, don't go nag this guy's head, you know, because that's crazy. You know, sometimes. Some people that I know that have done that, and I don't think that's cool. Friends come and show you a few things, you know, and don't you know, just learn whatever they're saying, and then just take it from there on and go. Technologies are a little bit, you know, it gets a little bit annoying sometimes, but don't, you know, the thing here is mindset. You know, if you want to succeed in something, you don't focus on the failures, and you know, you like what's not working, and all this. We talk about this all the time. This is true when it comes to this angle also, because you know, to be able to learn something, to succeed in something, you have to put your time in the right place. Open a page, you know, start reading. If you don't understand, start reading some more, start reading articles, start, you know, go to a course about it, take a course online, You know, just do it a lot. So, you know, one day you're done learning and you're ready to go head on with your equipment and make a difference in your future. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should you have your friend or neighbor help you out with new technology?
You're usually the other side of it.
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to say. Like I actually, I don't recall or remember the last time I actually asked someone for tips on technology. To be honest, I think it's been a while because I just and even though there is times where I do need some help with that, I usually just go and Google it or go on YouTube, and that pretty much
YouTube is amazing.
and you know pretty much I've solved the problem that way because yeah, I have one friend who is very good with technology and very good with computers, but like yeah, it's he's kind of a busy friend, so it's kind of a, and usually like when I need something like that, I usually need the response like right away. You know, it's not something that can really wait. So you know, like we've always been talking about speed. So definitely Google is much faster. If I just go and look it up, I'm going to get the answer so much faster than if I have to go and ask a friend. But definitely, I mean, if you have somebody like in your life who's very good at technology, not only they're good at it, but they're also very good at teaching it, because I think it really makes a difference. Like I've had people who I've helped out with technology, and the thing is that when I help somebody out, I really like to help them actually learn how to actually do it. As opposed to most people who are good at technology, they sort of come in and they sort of do it for you, and they don't actually like teach you how to actually do it yourself. So then the next time they have to come back to you and stuff like that.
True.
And like I used to have that happen to me back in the day, but then I realized like I didn't want to be like helping all the time. So I was like, so I changed my way of teaching, and like now like I like to teach people how to actually do it, you know, teach them how to do it themselves if they really want to learn. Of course, you know, I go in there and I teach them the way, and I help them understand how it works and why it works the way it does, and you know why it wouldn't work any other way. And so, and yeah, but definitely, I mean, if you need to, and if you have that friend, definitely do it, or you have that neighbor, because you know, you got to learn the new technology. And like I said, you know, it just like, it doesn't matter how good of your equipment is, how good your equipment is, how new your technology is. If you don't know how to use it, then it's pretty much, you know, it's worthless. It's just going to sit there. You're just going to have it for no reason, because you don't know how to use it. You don't know how to operate it. So, yeah.
Nice. All right, so yeah, I'm sure we're all going through this kind of situation, because technology is a little bit make you feel not too sharp sometimes. But it's okay, you know. I feel like that too sometimes. It's all right. You just have to do it. Having new equipment, is it gonna help you to think, see, and do faster? Obviously, yes. You know, equipment makes things go a lot faster. So we talked about invest in equipment, and when you do, you're gonna start seeing more possibility. You're gonna be like, wow, I can do this, I can do that too. You know, I can find this market, that market. I can finish this kind of more work and this kind of more ideas, this kind of more designs. Now, maybe you were seeing in the market something that that looks really beautiful, but you don't know how to make it. Now, because of your equipment, you can probably make it, and then that's a new market. So see, like, just because of equipment, you're opening new possibilities, new markets, and new you're gonna go meet new people. You're gonna not only sell something or finish something, make something new, but you're gonna find this new possibly friend, you know, and new people, and that's exciting, you know. And you're gonna get there a little bit faster, because now you're gonna not only have equipment, you're gonna products, but you're gonna have more resources, like people resource, also like clients or people that you're working with. So yeah, that's always a good thing, you know. Equipment creates all this perfect environment to make you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think in this point, I think it really I'm gonna just express the fact that it's also important that you understand, like you advance in your technology awareness. You know, you take it step by step, because here's the thing. Like, also, like, if you're like, maybe you're somewhat new to technology and you start to use like the more higher end, more newer equipment without having any prior experience using like the old one, what tends to happen is that, and I've seen this happen with people where, you know, their new technology, sometimes it does break down. I mean, even technology isn't perfect. So and then when that breaks down, or, you know, and even some new technology is created for the end consumer to not really think as much. They make it very, very easy, very seamless, like very just you know, you go, you use a computer, you use a phone or something, and it's like, you know, the operating system is just very, like, very fluid. There's like less things are easier to find now on the phone, and it's very, like, very easy. But then when things go wrong and they break down, it almost like you're a little bit confused now, like, because, like, or sometimes your new technology may fall apart. And so it's definitely like it will help you, of course, you know, the possibilities and everything. It's gonna really help you out, but definitely really understand your technology and understand like how it works and why it works. That way, if it ever does, you know, fall apart, you know, you're able to always you know, you use something else or replace it right away. Because especially if you're in a business environment, you know, your brand new computer falls apart or something, now you don't know what to do now. And who knows, maybe you might not have the budget enough to go and buy another one, you know, because it might be pricey. It might be a very pricey new tool. So it's always good to have like the know-how of how that worked, and be able to, who knows, maybe do it with maybe a lower end for temporarily, you know, while you get the new one up and running. So definitely it's something to consider.
Awesome. As you guys know, we've been talking about the company. Remember, this is we have a manufacturing, we have a website, we have a company. So our website is kabarti.com. And we'll leave a link down below if you guys want to visit and see what we do. That would be cool. Let us know what you think down below on the comment section. Yeah, and we're getting almost to the end. There's a few different ways of describing equipments here. We're gonna go for it. Sometimes things take too long. Have you wondering why you have to evaluate your situation and invest in equipment? So here again, you know, like a lot of us earlier, you said that we are so used to using this one equipment, one tool for many years, and we can't pull our heads out of that thing that we're doing. Meanwhile, somebody else already got, your competition got these new equipment and is going light year ahead of you, and you gotta take your head out of what you're doing and then look around, and then maybe for a day or two you should stop working and then walk around and see what your competition is doing. Maybe you look at their showcases, what kind of you know, like products they're finishing, what kind of equipments they're using. Look into your industry equipments. Don't forget to do that. A lot of industries, they have shows happening once a year, these big giant shows that you could go see all the new equipment, if new ideas coming out, how you can make yourself better, possibilities. Sometimes they're not all that, but other times are really seriously, they're essential. So you know, you have to weigh your situation, and you know, and then get out and actually take action, do this, because very, very crucial, very important to be ahead of your industry.
Yeah, so sometimes things take way too long, and so definitely I think it comes down to really commitment, and, you know, just realizing how committed you are to your end goal, and that's really going to determine, you know, how fast you decide to actually invest into the equipment, because determine how much you actually want to produce. How much are you willing to produce, how much work you're willing to output, how much value you're willing to give to your customers or to your audience, because the more you invest, the more technology you have at your disposal, the more tools you have, the more you'll be able to create, the more value you'll be able to create, because now you have these tools might be able to produce way more than your old ones could. And so I think that's really where you start to think more about like who is this gonna benefit the most. And it's really gonna be your consumers, your customers, because they're gonna get their jobs far more faster. They're gonna get them, who knows, they might look more professional, a lot better if your technology can afford to do that, because the possibilities are more now. So maybe you can do more cool things with the new equipment. So maybe you're working on technology on the computer, maybe you use a new piece of video software, so now you're able to make cooler videos for your customer, or whatever it is, you're definitely going to be able to do that. So definitely think about like, who is this going to benefit? Think of outside of yourself, who's going to be getting the value at the end of the day. And so it's not just going to be you, but it's also going to be your consumer or your customer, whoever it is that's consuming, whatever you're producing with these tools at the end of the day.
Yep. It's as important feeling amazing, also important to have really good, important equipment. So this section here, one of the last parts, I want to talk about feeling, because if we're feeling good, we're feeling energized, we're going to do some really beautiful job and beautiful things. If we're not feeling good, our energy is low, then you're not going to perform, and not even perform, but not finish anything worthy. And in order to be able to create something special, you have to feel good. So now, whatever you have to do to feel good, you're gonna do it. So hopefully it's not a cup of alcohol, but it's something like listening some motivational, something amazing, and just feel amazing because of all this, internal brainwashing that you must feel good, and whatever you think of, it comes true. And you know all that, I hope. And if you don't, you got to look into it, because whatever we think, that's what we receive in life. And this is something you have to feel good every time, as much as time that it's possible, as long as you can, in those durations, feeling good. So you can like tackle, make your time worthwhile, and use your equipments and create something special, become something special, that everyone talking about you, that you are something different, you're special, and all that. So you have to feel good. Now, a lot of times I use energy music, which is trance music, and it makes me feel good. Now, whatever music makes you feel good, use it, utilize it, do it always, as much as you need to. Education, I love educating myself. I do use it all the time, when I'm working, when I'm sleeping, when I'm waking up. I'm always doing meditations, and I will always, whatever it's gonna take to make you feel amazing, to make you feel good. And then that's gonna translate into coming and doing better work, using your equipment, doing faster and better. So yeah, feel good.
Yeah, it definitely is important to feel good. And definitely, like, having good equipment can also give you that sense of really, it really reinforces your commitment, and reinforces that you're willing to take this to the next level, and that this is something that's really serious for you. And so definitely giving yourself a good experience with your equipment, it's definitely gonna make you just work more. It's gonna give you more focus. It's gonna give you more like, you're gonna feel more comfortable just working with that. Because I mean, if you think about it, like, I remember back in the day when I used to do all the computer work that I do now, I mean, I would be using tech and computers and stuff like that. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. It was kind of like, it was cheap. It was just like, I thought it was going to fall apart. But, you know, I was okay with that at the time. You know, it was like, whatever, you know, this is, you got to start somewhere. And if that's all you can afford at the beginning, then you go with that, you know, because you got to start somewhere. You know, you got to get some experience and everything. And little by little, you start to upgrade. But definitely, like, you know, it didn't feel that good. You know, I was like, I would go and look at the computer. It didn't look very appealing. It looked kind of like, I'm just like, damn, yo, like, I hope it doesn't like crash or like, hope it just doesn't turn off on me or the computer just dies, you know, when I'm working on something that's important and stuff. But definitely now that I have like much more cooler tech, you know, to work with, you know, it definitely makes the work experience a little bit more. It's more, it just feels better, and it gives you that opportunity to just feel relaxed and to feel like more committed and more just you just have fun with it. You know, whatever work that you're doing, you just have more fun once you're using like better tools and more equipment. And definitely if you started like from the bottom and you were using like really like bad equipment and now you're using like the better one, definitely, you know, you learn to appreciate that new those new tools and that new equipment a lot more, because you know what it's like to use the opposite of that. But definitely you're able to really have that sense of you feel like you've grown. You can see the journey. Once you see that new tech, you're like, yeah, you know, like I've been through so many tools, and you know, I'm here now, and this is like, it feels great, it feels amazing, and yeah. So.
Amazing. All right, so the last question, guys. This is very important. This is how I do it. Develop your mindset, because Develop Your Mindset podcast, we finish with this question. Develop your mindset towards new. So now new. How do you attain something that just came out, that it's going to make you go faster than your competition? Money will help. When it comes to money, a lot of us, we don't know how to save. How do you save money? My dad used to say this to me. You have to steal from yourself. What does that mean? That means when you have $100, you take $5 and put it away, and that $5 doesn't exist. That dollar has a purpose now, and the purpose is to get whatever you have to get to make you go faster and better. Now that's stealing from you. That's, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, just go with it, because that's how it works. And it worked for me. It worked with a lot of people, and we get lazy. A lot of people are living check, pay, like weekly, bi-weekly pay, and I don't know, I don't get it. You know, like, it's really insane how this thing works. Yeah. in America, in California. People all around me, all the employees, everybody, just, if they don't get paid, they don't have money next week. You have to steal from yourself. Remember that. What else I was going to say? I was going to say something else. Develop your mindset towards new. You know, like, new is very important, very good. Get your new equipment. Don't delay, because every equipment has a lifetime. And when the lifetime runs out, the next technology comes out. You're now you're two technology behind. So very crucial, very important. Do it. Don't make any excuses. Our minds love to make all these stories and excuses why I'm okay. Ignore that. You know, just go do it.
Yeah, so this is something that I put in that book that we still have yet to release, the 10 stages. But
yeah.
I spoke in there like a little bit about like managing your money properly so that you're able to financially afford this new equipment, you know, without hurting yourself too much financially. So definitely, you know, it comes down really to commitment and really finding something, you know, committing to something, but not just anything, committing to something that you actually love and that you have a passion for. Because if you don't, then yeah, you're gonna go that route where you start living paycheck to paycheck, and that the reason why you're doing that is because, you know, you're spending your money on other things that are you're trying to sort of escape, what you're currently doing right now, what somewhat committed to. Maybe you're at a job that you don't really like, and because every time you go there, it's painful, stressful, you feel depressed working there, and you're obviously your body doesn't feel right, your emotions are all like, it's just negative. So then you gotta go and buy yourself all these other things in order to feel a little bit more fulfilled, in order to like balance that out. But the reality is that you don't need to do that. If you actually find something that you really love to do, that in of itself is going to give you the fulfillment that you need. And due to that in of itself is going to lower your expenses dramatically. You're going to stop wasting your money in things that give you little small highs here and there, such as like alcohol and like other things that you can spend your money in, that are really not gonna pay off at the end. They're really just waste of money, because there's no return on those things. You can't just go and do those type of things and then expect anything in return. So definitely it really matters a lot that you find something that you love to do, and that you commit to it, and that you do it as much as you can, and if you have more than one passion, then go and pursue all of those passions, because they will give you a lot of fulfillment, because you're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of fulfillment. You're going to feel happy doing those things because it's your passion. It's something that's very connected to you. It's very personal, and so definitely do that. And of course, once you commit, definitely invest into that new equipment. That way you're able to have a very delightful, very nice experience for yourself, and also for the people who are going to be consuming your value with this new equipment.
Awesome. So we're done with our questions, and hopefully we were able to elaborate ourselves multiple different ways why to get your new equipment. Very, very crucial. And please, when you guys have this kind of, if you guys went through this kind of experience, please leave comment down below. I want to hear and see how you guys managed it, and what you felt afterwards, how much it helped you to grow yourself, your company, your future. That would be amazing. So we love getting new stuff here, new equipment. It's always good. It's a good delight, like you said, and it's always good. So and don't forget this, we have a jewelry company, and this is how we bring all this weekly topics, what goes on in the company, the most crazy things that we talk about, put it out for you guys to have a perspective. And thank you for being here and watching and being part of Develop Your Mindset podcast. I appreciate you guys, and
so thank you very much for watching. As always, it was a great podcast, and I hope you guys learned a lot from this podcast. And hopefully you're able to now find a good reason to go and buy yourself some new equipment, and invest the money in order to move yourself forward, and get to your goal much faster. And there's going to be links down below, so you guys can follow us on social media. There's going to be links to our personal channels. There will be a link to our website where you can see the jewelry that we sell. And and there's going to be a link so you guys can go ahead and get yourself one of these mugs. And we might give another one away very soon.
Yep. How about t-shirts?
Oh yeah, t-shirts. Yeah, the t-shirts are on the way too. We're going to be giving away some of those as well. Yeah. And but if you don't want to wait until the giveaway, I'll leave a link down below too, so you guys can go ahead and buy your own.
Awesome.
And
well, thank you guys. I appreciate you. And we'll see you next week.